Hello! Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. It's the most exciting video of the year. Is it really the most exciting video of the year? I don't know, but I certainly get excited to film these every year. We're not even doing the full regular intro because I'm so excited to get into it. We're talking about the best makeup I tried in 2022. Now, disclaimer that's not really a disclaimer, I don't have a favorite for every single category this year. I gotta keep the standards high. There were some categories this year that I just did not find a favorite in, and maybe you can give me your favorite product in that category as a recommendation. But the categories I do have favorites in, boy oh boy are they good, and I just can't wait to share it with you. So if that sounds like a topic that seems interesting to you and you want to hear about the best of the best makeup I tried in 2022, we're talking graphic liner, we're talking bold blushes, we're talking lip gloss, we're talking brows, we're talking everything, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching because it's coming at you right now. Alright, we're gonna start off with base products because obviously I gotta keep you on the edge of your seat when we get to the eye products because clearly that's my favorite category, but I found some really amazing base products this year. I don't even know if I had a favorite primer last year. If I did, it was obviously forgettable because I don't remember what it was, but this year I have a very favorite primer, which you can see is almost an empty, and I'm devastated because it's a little bit pricey, but you know I'm gonna repurchase the Euphoria Pre-Game Primer. Oh my gosh, the skincare makeup hybrid product of my dreams. This was one of my predictions for 2022. If you saw my predictions video last year of what I thought was gonna be trendy, I thought that, you know, makeup skincare hybrids were gonna become a lot more popular, which in everyone's defense, yeah, that was pretty predictable, but this is actually the skincare makeup hybrid of my dreams. I used this as just a serum for a month this summer when I forgot to pack my hydrating serums with me when I traveled. It makes an amazing, just regular skincare product. Super hydrating, but also somehow like good for blemishes. I believe this has a little bit of tea tree oil in it, which I know some people are sensitive to that, so I definitely want to call out that ingredient. If your skin doesn't like tea tree oil, maybe avoid this. I don't smell it in the product, which doesn't mean it's not there, but you know, it's not like super abrasive. I have sensitive skin and this has been great for me. I feel like my skin looks better after wearing this. It also protects your skin. Like, that's the amazing thing about it, is if you have skin sensitivity to certain products, like I have a foundation, which we're going to talk about later, that has some essential oils in it that I can only wear with this primer, because if I wear that foundation with another primer, I break out. I get like little bumps all over my skin. But if I use it with this primer, then it protects my skin. It's also super hydrating. I don't want to waste too much, so I'll show you just a little tiny bit. Yeah, you can see the color is just kind of like, you know, it's kind of like a tan, beigey, yellowish color, but it really just fades into the skin. See that little glow it left on my hand? There's no like mica in here from what I can see. Like, it's not like a luminous primer. It just gives your skin a nice like hydrated, juicy, oh, I just drank like 40 cups of water in one sitting. But yeah, it just makes my skin look really nice. I use this even when I don't wear any foundation. If I'm just gonna wear like a little concealer, or even if I'm not gonna wear anything at all, I just freaking love this guy. It lasted me a lot longer than I thought it would. I got this in May and we're here in December and I still got a few pumps left, so I feel like it was worth the $38 I paid for it, and it's the best primer that I tried in 2022 and ever. Okay, we're gonna quickly glaze over my favorite foundations of 2022 because I'm not really feeling too hot about any of my foundations. If I really had to choose one, it would probably be the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. And you know what? This is my favorite foundation of the year. I just got the wrong shade and it worked for me in the summer, and that's it. Like, as soon as summer was over and I lost my little teeny tiny bit of tan that I had, I can't wear this anymore, but I just need to get a new shade and try it again. But I feel weird including it in the favorites video because I haven't worn it in like 4 months. But you know what? This is an incredible product. It's only like $5 at the drugstore. If you can find your shade, definitely try it out. It's undetectable on the skin. It doesn't break apart throughout the day. It's light coverage, but it's a beautiful natural finish. I just really like the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. The foundation that I have had the biggest beef with this year, but also loved, I have such a love-hate relationship. We have a really toxic relationship, me and the Jones Road Beauty Foundation. If you're not a new subscriber of mine, then you know, you're probably like, boy, here we go again. Tell us about the Jones Road WTF Foundation. It's not a favorite. I'm retracting that title. I have such a love-hate relationship with this that I need to talk about it regardless. One, it's incredibly smelly. It's got a lot of essential oils in it, which is why, as I was alluding to before, I can only use it with the Euphoria primer. But aside from that, the packaging is horrible. Like, my lid is cracked already. I was saying in my last video that I want to get new packaging for this and repot it, but you guys, there's been developments since then. There's something gritty in here now, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's turned. What's the shelf life? 12 months. 12 months my rear Jones Road, because I don't think this is good anymore. Maybe it's because my lid has a little crack in it. I don't know if you can even see. It's got a little teeny tiny crack in it. But yeah, I was putting this on today. I am wearing it today. Unfortunately, it's a beautiful finish, and if there weren't like 6 things wrong with the packaging and the formula and everything, I would love it. But yeah, there's something gritty in here now. I don't know why. I did stir it up first. You have to like stir this with a spatula first, because even if you only go like 2 days between uses, there's so many oils in here that they separate. And I am wondering, maybe these little gritty things are just like little oil pustules. Pustules is not the right word for that. Maybe they're just like little caplets of oil that have solidified because it's cold here in New York. Because when I was rubbing it into the skin, the grits did kind of like eventually go away, but it's very unpleasant. I'm not gonna lie to you, for $45, I don't wanna be rubbing a gritty product onto my skin. So yeah, I have a really toxic relationship with the Jones Road foundation, and I probably just maybe won't mention it on my channel as much anymore in the future. I don't know, I feel like I can't throw it away because I spent so much money on it, but you know what? Screw it. You know, you live and you learn from your mistakes, and I'm just gonna go get a better shade of the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. Not dupes for each other, but if you're looking for like a nice light coverage, natural finish, undetectable on the skin foundation, both of these do that, but one is $40 less, so go with the Wet n Wild for sure. Alright, back to a category that I'm happy to talk about, and that is the concealer category. The best concealer that I have tried in 2022 is the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. It's not focusing. It's not focusing. Focus on the beautiful concealer. I can't believe I haven't used more of this. I'm really surprised at that, because I use this all the time, and I got this like back in February, April, doesn't matter. I've been using it all year long. It's fantastic. It's an undetectable finish. If you can see a pattern here, that is what I go for with my base products when it comes to foundation and concealer. I really like it to look undetectable. The last thing I want to look is cakey, because I have dry skin anyway, so I need really hydrating products that are just going to sit on the skin in a way that looks like they're like melting into the skin and not sitting on the skin. I guess I don't want them to look like they're sitting on the skin. I want them to look like they're becoming one with my skin, and that's this guy right here. Oh my gosh, my only gripe is that you either have to do like a full pump, which is way too much concealer, or you have to do like a little baby pump like I like to do, like this, and you gotta do a couple of them. I do wish the pump was like a little less, but that's just really me nitpicking right here because it's so good. I use this as a full face of foundation sometimes too. You know, you gotta go in lightly with it. Make sure you have a hydrated base so you can really spread it around, but I love it on the under eyes. I like it for spot concealing, but I will say it doesn't stick to blemishes super well just because it is really hydrating. So usually if I'm spot concealing, I'll use a different concealer for that, and then I'll tap over that concealer with this just to like give that more high coverage concealer a little bit of life with this NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. Yeah, it's wonderful. Apparently it's got tremella mushroom in it, which I didn't realize until now. I don't like to eat mushrooms, but boy oh boy do they feel good on my face. Another skincare makeup hybrid. It's fabulous. I love it. Favorite concealer of 2022. I have no face powder favorite for 2022. I haven't worn face powder all year, setting powder all year. I am kind of looking for one, but I also don't really care. I don't know. I feel like I found enough mascaras that don't transfer that I just don't really need it. And like I said, this concealer is so undetectable. I feel like I don't get a lot of creasing, and if I do get a little bit of creasing, just because I have these gorgeous little eye dimples under my eyes, I just give it a quick tap out and it goes away. But moving on to my favorite setting spray, this I think is my only repeat from last year. I love the NYX Bare With Me setting spray. It doesn't do a whole lot for longevity. That's not what I go for in setting sprays. I like setting sprays that like breathe life back into my face after I've gone in with a powder, bronzer, and blush, and I feel like, oh, things are looking a little dry. I just will go in and spritz with the NYX Bare With Me setting spray. It's a tried and true product. My friend Artie recommended it to me like 2 years ago, and Artie has never led me astray. So yeah, if you're looking for a good drugstore setting spray, this is the one. I've tried some new ones this year from higher end brands, and I just feel like nothing's really compared to this. So love my NYX Bare With Me setting spray. Oh my gosh, that's 2 NYX products in a row. It's been kind of a weird year for bronzer for me. I was really loving the e.l.f. Putty bronzer at the beginning of the year, and I still am. This is probably still my favorite bronzer, but mine is 100% absolutely expired. It's got all these weird bumpy, clumpy bits in it, and I just have not repurchased it because in the winter time, I'm not a big bronzer girl. I'm a big like blush all over the face girl, but this would definitely still be my favorite cream bronzer, and I need to just repurchase one. They recently came out with the Luminous formula, so I'm kind of waiting for that one. I think I'm gonna get that one and try it out because the e.l.f. Putty bronzer formula is so good. I use the shade Tan Lines in case you're curious, but yeah, I can't put this on right now because it's definitely expired. But for powder bronzer, I love the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic bronzer. I got this at an Ocean State job lot, like the tag is still on it. I got this at an Ocean State job lot at the beginning of the year. I don't know if you have those where you're from. They're very big in Massachusetts and Rhode Island, but yeah, I got this there. It's beautiful. It's such a gorgeous finish. Oh my gosh, it's like truly satiny. It's got like a little bit of luminosity to it, but it's not like a shimmery bronzer. It is my ideal powder bronzer formula. I wish it came in more shades. I'm pretty sure Revlon just got bought out though, so you know, hopefully fingers crossed under new ownership. Hi, editing me. Sorry, they're not under new ownership. They filed for bankruptcy, so who knows what'll happen, but I hope they expand the range regardless. If you can find this in your shade, I definitely recommend it. You can see mine's very well loved. It's got a big dent in the middle there. I use the shade Sunlit Glow 110, so another great drugstore product. We've been all drugstore except for the primer so far. That really goes to show, you know, sometimes for the skincare element, sometimes for the base, the prepping of the skin, you gotta go in with something a little fancier and then throw your drugstore products on top. I don't know, let me know if you found a good drugstore primer and I'll check that out too. But yeah, lots of drugstore so far. We love that. Okay, moving on to blush. Neither of these are drugstore. Getting off the drugstore train. Stop just for a moment. Oh my gosh, this was so hard to choose because I've tried so many amazing blush formulas this year, but if I had to choose 2 that I'm consistently reaching for over and over and over again, specifically these shades too, it would have to be the About Face Cream Cheek Freak Blush Balm and the Kaleidos Powder Blush formula. Let's start with the About Face, the more affordable of the 2. This shade Score, jeez Louise, it's so good. It looks purple here, but when you actually like swatch it, it's kind of more of like a pinky purple. It's more wearable than you think. And honestly, anything is wearable if you are a bold makeup girly like myself. But yeah, this formula is amazing. It's one of the few cream blush formulas that I've tried that doesn't give a super dewy finish. It's almost like a matte, but it's not like drying to your skin. I don't know, I guess I should say it's more of a natural finish. I'm wearing a different blush now. What was I thinking, wearing a different blush when I'm supposed to be demoing my favorite blushes? So let me just go in a little bit and add a little bit to my cheek. The other blush I'm wearing is subtle, so I can show you this gorgeous color. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I love this blush so much. If you're not into my channel, you've already heard me scream about it a bunch of times. I have it in a couple of shades, but this one, Score, is absolutely my favorite of the year. And now let me show you my other favorite blush from Kaleidos. This one, wait till you see this blush. The shade of Bubblegum Pink reminds me of that Dior blush that everybody likes. I don't know the shade name, but you know, the cool tone Dior blush. I love this blush formula. I am out of my mind. I'm gonna put on more blush. I can never remember the shade name of this. It's not on the packaging, and that is my only gripe with this blush because everything else about it is amazing. But it's just such a gorgeous cool tone pink blush. And you know what I'll do with this sometimes? You wanna know something really wild that I'll do with this blush? I'll put it on my cheeks, and then when I'm done, like I have most of it off the brush, I'll use it to set my under eyes. I know I just said that I don't use setting powder or anything, but yeah, I saw this tip on TikTok a couple months ago where they were talking about using the excess blush on your brush to like give a little brightening to your under eyes. Because remember when people were doing that thing where they were mixing concealer with like pink blush or using pink concealer? Like this is like that same idea. So sometimes I even do that with this blush. It's wonderful. I always say packaging doesn't matter to me because it's about the product that's on the inside, but I cannot ignore the fact that this has gorgeous lacy butterfly packaging, which certainly helps make it a favorite for the year 2022. Okay, moving on to highlighters. I've been in a weird era with highlighters this year where I don't really like them anymore. I just kind of tend to reach for more glowy blushes, glowy base products, and I like to just kind of let my cheeks be. That being said, when I do want to go for like a bold highlighter moment, I am reaching for the super bold highlighters like this one from Kaleidos, their Gifted Space Age highlighter, which is a multi-chrome highlighter that I'm gonna put on right now because why not? It's got a pink to orange to green to gold flip that's subtle to the point where like I can look at you straight on and like you don't see the highlighter, and then as soon as I turn my cheek you can see it in all of its gorgeous colors as I shift in the light depending on what lighting you're in. The Kaleidos highlighter formula is really good. I'm gonna talk about another one though because I didn't have any natural highlighter to talk about, so instead I will talk about two unnatural highlighters. The other one I've been really loving is this one from Oden's Eye. It's a part of their Solmane collection, and that is the shade Pink Star. It looks kind of yellow in here, which is interesting. We'll put it on my nose, why not? So this is their Pink Star Solmane highlighter. Oh my gosh, it's so bold. For me, this is like right on that perfect happy medium between being a shimmery highlighter and a glittery highlighter. Like it's definitely got more dimension than the Kaleidos one in the sense that like more shimmer particles, but it's not glittery, like gritty glittery, and I don't think it draws attention to texture on the skin as long as you really pinpoint it just on like the high points of your cheeks. I don't think you're really gonna notice, but boy is this bold. Let me do a swatch of this one. This one really needs a swatch to see how cool it is. Yeah, this is the shade Pink Star. Honestly, all of the Oden's Eye highlighters are gorgeous. I have a video reviewing all of the ones from the Solmane collection, but yeah, this is just absolutely beautiful. Super smooth. That's why I hesitate to even use the word like glittery, because one, there's no actual glitter in it, but it's not like one of those chunky glittery highlighters that you feel like it's an uneven application. This is super smooth to the point where I feel like I can put on my nose. So definitely recommend that Oden's Eye highlighter, and for sure the Kaleidos Space Age highlighters. I have two shades. I showed you the shade Gifted, which is more of like a pinky greeny one, whereas the shade Prophecy is more like green orange, so depending on which one you're more into. But multi-chrome highlighters, I mean, talk about freaking innovation. So cool. All right, let's move on to eyeshadows. You guys, if you've been following me on Instagram, you can clearly see the trend throughout the year where I went from my colorful eyeshadow all the time phase to my graphic liner liquid eyeshadow phase. So we're gonna include a few different things in this category. Sorry, I had to turn the light on in the background. These videos take a very long time to film because there's just so many favorites. But anyway, like I was saying, I've got a few different types of eyeshadow palettes. The first one I want to talk about is my favorite, you know, classic for your eyeshadowy eyeshadow looks, and that's the Blend Bunny Blends palette. I mean, what more could you want in a palette of all mattes? It has every single shade of the rainbow and every variant of that shade too. So you've got like your blue row that's got like all of your different shades of blue, your blue greens, your true blues, your deep blues. It just has everything, and the formula is amazing, super easy to blend. I've spoken about this on my channel so many times. I have a dedicated review if you want to hear more, but the Blend Bunny Blends palette, if you are waiting to follow through and buy it, I think you should. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Now let's talk about my favorite shimmer palette, and that is this little guy. It is the Shapeshifter palette from Glisten Cosmetics. You can use these as eyeshadows or highlighters. I tend to wear them more as eyeshadows. I'm really trying to show you the shift. They're so pretty. It has a blue shade, a green shade, a pink, a purple. Bert's here. Hi, sir. That's a 2022 favorite. That's an every year favorite. But yeah, the Glisten Shapeshifter palette, amazing highlighters and eyeshadows. I'm wearing the shade Divine today. It's like a gorgeous pinky purple shade. They're really good. Oh, okay, now you can kind of see the colors a little bit when I tilt it like that. Yeah, they're these gorgeous iridescent shades, and there's a purple, blue, pink, orangey, reddish color, and then a sparkly green. They're all amazing. I highly recommend this. Now, if you want to talk about liquid eyeshadows, it's gotta be the About Face Matte Fluid Eye Paints. They feel like actually putting paint on your eyes. Like, it just makes me think of finger paints. They're so fun. Once they dry down, they do not move at all. draw. They are smudge proof, budge proof. I don't like using them as liners. I like using these as shadows. Like if I'm gonna do a graphic shadow look, I'm just not as huge of a fan of them for liners. I've seen people do it. For me, I'd just so much rather use water activated liner, but for like an all over the lid rainbow look, they blend together really nicely. Look, I've done all these rainbow looks with them. I can't recommend them enough. You're gonna feel like such an artist and like you're doing finger paints, and it's just so fun. Okay, now I wanna talk about some loose eyeshadows. These are a brand new type of product to me. This was my first year using a loose pigment shadow like this. These are from Carla Cosmetics. It's their Opal Loose Multichromes. These are amazing. Oh my gosh, especially the shade Insomnia. It has like a gorgeous blue purple flip. I'll try to put up some looks of me wearing it here. They just take every eye look to the next level. Like you can put on all mattes and then top them with one of these and it's just gonna take it over the top. They truly look electric on your eyes. Like they look like LED lights. They are so attractive of the light. Like they attract light so beautifully, and the multi-chrome flips are just all the chefs are kissing. They're amazing. Definitely recommend trying out the Opal Loose Multichromes from Carla Cosmetics. Okay, now we're gonna talk about eyeliner, specifically graphic liner, water activated liners. Obviously you don't need to use them as graphic liner. You could just use a winged liner if you wanted to. It's so hard for me to choose a favorite in this category because I am such a like find a good formula and then buy all the colors type of girl. So it's hard for me to like truly choose favorites. And if you're not new, you know that Glisten Cosmetics makes my favorite graphic liner formula. There are other good brands out there too, like Gavisi also makes incredible formulas too. Beauty Bay's formula is also really good, but if I need like a go-to that I just know is amazing across the board, it's Glisten Cosmetics. It just has to be. And my favorite palette is the palette I created myself at the beginning of the end of last year. Actually, I don't think I got it until January of this year, so it's technically of this year, but I bought this during their huge mega sale that they always have at the end of the year. If it's still going on, definitely get one of these now because you can save like 35%. You can save 20% using my affiliate code all year, which is Giovanna20, but I believe they have a code that's even more right now. But yeah, the build your own palette feature is amazing because you can choose whatever shades you like. I'll list all the shades in this palette down below because I always get asked, oh my gosh, what palette is that? It's such a beautiful color story. And like, I'm always so honored because I'm like, I made this myself. I made that for myself. Oh wow, you think I have good taste in color stories? And I mean, I kind of do. I have to do my own hoard on this one. I really went off with this color story, but if you're looking for another one that's an already pre-made color story, this is out of stock right now, but I have heard that they are restocking the Glisten and Rowie Sing, the artist palette. This is everything to me. I'm wearing a bunch of the shades from it today. I used exclusively this palette for this eye look today, and it's just great. All of the palettes in there, the artist edit collection though, they've done it with a few different artists, are really good. I also really like the one that they did with Wendy's World. So if you're looking for like some color stories that are already together, Glisten has done a lot of collaboration palettes with different people, and the formula is great across the board. So, you know, if you find a color story that you love, I would get one of the pre-made color stories because you do tend to save money when you buy things in a palette. Same with the BYOP. You know, if you're gonna buy 9 individual pans, it's gonna be more expensive than if you put them in the custom palette builder or if you buy them in an already predetermined color story. But yeah, if you're new here and you don't know, now you know. Glisten Cosmetics, incredible graphic liner formula. The multi-chromes are amazing, the iridescents are amazing, the mattes, everything is just so consistently great across the board, and that's why they're my favorite graphic liners of 2022. I also have to give an honorable mention to the Kaleidos Epiphany Glow eyeliners. These are pencil liners, but I've been wearing them non-stop for the last month, but I got them a little earlier than that, but over the last month, they've quickly risen to become favorites. I've worn them so many times just over the last week in general. I wore them on Christmas, I wore them on Christmas Eve, I've been wearing them non-stop. Here's a picture of me wearing a bunch of the shades. They are just unreal. I mean, so good. I've tried a lot of multi-chrome eyeliners this year, but these are definitely my favorite because I feel like a lot of the other ones I've tried this year have really skinny pencil tips that just break off really easily, whereas these ones are thick. They're thick boys for sure. They don't break off. They glide really beautifully on the eyes. If I had to recommend recommend a shade, I would recommend all of them. They're all so good, but I really like the shade Seashore, which is like a gorgeous blue. This one's not a multi-chrome, it's just a blue, but it's like the metallic blue of my dreams. If I had to recommend a multi-chrome shade, I would recommend the shade Seven Seas, which has a gorgeous blue-green flip to it. They're just all so pretty. I mean, you really can't go wrong with any of the shades in the Epiphany Glow collection. And look, beautiful packaging, super sturdy. Like I said, I feel like these aren't gonna break, so this is a case where I do feel like the packaging is important to the product inside. Kaleidos Epiphany Glow eyeliners, some of my favorite liners of 2022. All right, we're getting towards the end here. Favorite mascara, I have two. One I've been using a lot longer and has been included in my favorites for a while. That's the Maybelline Sky High mascara. I don't like the waterproof version. I've been trying it over the last month. Not as big of a fan of this one versus the regular. Also, I didn't notice this until later after I finished filming this, but I'm wearing the waterproof version in this video, and if you pay close attention, you can see that it's like all transferred on my under eyes, so doesn't seem so waterproof to me, Maybelline, but yeah, just stick with the regular version. The regular is pretty waterproof on its own. The regular is a tubing formula, so like even when your eyes water, it comes off in like little tiny dots and they're very easy to clean. But the Maybelline Sky High mascara has been a favorite for multiple years of mine and continues to be, but I have a new favorite this year too, and it's more expensive, which really bums me out because I don't want to spend a lot of money on this, but I will say I've been using this one for a few months and it's still good. It says it's good for 6 months, so I'm like, okay. Lawless, I haven't even said what it is. It's the Lawless One and Done mascara, and the reason I love it so much is because of this brush. It's got a really cool like circle dome at the top. Like there's a separation between the top and the bottom, which is so smart because you can use that front part to really get into your inner and outer corners and coat all of those lashes. It makes them so thick and long. It gives both volume and length, which I feel like mascaras always claim that they're gonna do both, but they never really do. But this one actually really does. I got this in PR, so I'm bummed that it's expensive because now I'm gonna buy it again because it's really good. But I'll let you know how long this ends up lasting me. Like I said, this is still like moist as hell. Can you hear that noise? Like there's still a lot of product in there and I've been using it a lot. So I feel like, you know, if I only have to buy this a few times a year, then I'm a little more understanding than like this drugstore mascara, the Maybelline Sky High, which I usually have to buy every month. So maybe it makes up for the price in that way. But yeah, if you're someone who like mascara is very, very important to you, you don't wear falsies a lot, I think you'll really like the Lawless One and Done mascara because it's super beautiful. All right, let's talk favorite lipsticks of 2022. My radiator is starting to make loud noises. No! It's okay, we're just gonna have to ignore it. This is the last category. It's my favorite lipsticks of 2022 are the Half Magic Beauty Mouth Cloud liquid lipstick. Never in 2022 did I think I would be naming a liquid lipstick formula as my favorite of the year, but here we are. It's super comfortable. Mouth Cloud is a very appropriate name for this product. I'm wearing the shade Angel Rave today. It's a very gorgeous purple lip, but my other favorite shade, my favorite shade, my go-to lip for the year, lip of the year 2022 is the shade Edward's Fantasy. It's everything. It's everything. Look at it. This is my go-to lip. I wear this even when I have no other makeup on. I just think it's so beautiful. So 90s, you know, a little bit of a 90s grunge. I don't know. I gotta be careful if I say grunge. Whenever I say grunge, people are like, that's not actually grunge. But yeah, I think this is a grungy lip. I love it so much, and this is my favorite lipstick formula of 2022. I was looking through my lip glosses, and I realized I haven't really tried a lot of new lip gloss formulas this year, but the one that I have tried and immediately fell in love with was the Lawless Forget the Filler lip gloss. Oh my gosh, it's plumping, but in like a nice, comfortable way, not like an ow my lips are on fire like Too Faced lip injection sort of way, in a more like, oh, okay, we're getting a little tingle, things are looking juicy way. And the shade Bitten is my favorite. It's such a gorgeous, just like nice pop of color, but it's pretty sheer too. I have they sent me a set of the minis, but I definitely want to go back and get a big one because I've been like flying through this mini. It has a nice scent to it too. It's very fruity. I don't know. It's just good. I feel like I've heard so many people talk about the Forget the Filler formula, and I was like, how good can like a lip gloss really be? How different can it be from another one? But this one really stood out from my collection this year. Super comfortable. It doesn't do that like gross gloppy thing that a lot of lipsticks, lip glosses do. Like it's very comfortable. I understand why it's called Forget the Filler, because it really does make your lips look juicy, but without looking like red and irritated from the plumping. Because like I said, the plumping is subtle on this one, but the color is gorgeous and it's just great. Oh boy, I feel like I'm forgetting 1,000 things. But brow pencil. My favorite brow pencil of the year is the Thrive Cosmetics Infinity Waterproof Eyebrow Liner. Interesting thing to call it, eyebrow liner, in the shade Serena. Yeah, I don't know. It's just pretty much cut and dry. I like it because I can create little hair-like strokes with it. It's the perfect degree of waxiness and emolliency, whatever the word for being glidey is. Like it glides enough that I can fill in my brows quickly, but is also waxy enough that I can do these hair-like strokes. And the shade Serena is just the perfect cool tone, dark, dark, dark brown, which can be hard for me to find. Honorable mention to the About Face brow pencil. I also really like this one. I honestly like them both equally. This is just the one that I'm currently using. I don't know, brow pencils are tough because it's either like you know or you don't know. Like there's no like, I kind of like that brow pencil. Like for me, it's like I love it or I hate it, and I love both of these a lot. The About Face Brow Artist Eyebrow Pencil has a little pyramid shaped tip, so depends on whether or not you like that. I like this for my super quick brow days, and it does a pretty good job of the brow hairs in the front too, but lately I've been reaching for the Thrive one more. So yeah, these are my favorite brow pencils of 2022. Alright, I'm running out of room on my memory card. The battery on my camera is dying. We've been talking for hours because I just have so many makeup favorites to share. But yeah, I so enjoyed sharing my favorites with you. Bert, do you want to hop up? He's my favorite guy. He's not a favorite product, it's just my favorite man. Favorite 2022 and every year. We got Bert at the end of 2018, right before the new year. So he was my favorite of 2018, then 2019, then 2020, then 2022. He's making biscuits on my lap. He's so sweet. I love you so much, sir. What a good man. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please do us a favor, give it a big thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel. I will have lots of new videos coming in the new year, and I can't wait to share them with you. I want to do a makeup collection video soon. Maybe not the whole collection, but maybe just like all of my eyeliners. It's been like almost exactly a year since I did my last one, so I want to do another one because we got a lot more eyeliners to show you, so maybe we'll do that soon. Oh my goodness, we just got so many good ideas. But yeah, thanks for watching. Check out my description box for all of the makeup on my face today. Also in my description box, I will have all of my social justice links, so please check those out if you haven't yet. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!